My name is Mikhail. Today we're going to be making a hygrometer. Now a hygrometer is a tool used by weather specialists to measure the amount of relative humidity. Humidity is the amount of moisture in the air. Relative humidity, not to get confused with humidity, is the amount of water vapor in the air compared to how much the air can hold at saturation. Relative humidity is expressed as a percentage. Okay, so the materials you're going to need to build this homemade hygrometer are simple. You need an ordinary drinks bottle, a little under 2 liters, a pair of scissors, a couple of pens, which are optional. They just help you a little bit. Some tape, a little bit of ordinary string, a piece of cloth or gauze. On the back, you could use a little bit of sticky tack, helps a little bit. And then, of course, 2 identical thermometers. Okay, so the first step in actually making your hygrometer is going to be simple. You're going to take one of your thermometers and then you're going to convert this into a wet bulb thermometer by simply taking a piece of the gauze or cloth, either or, and you're going to just fold it in half like so, and you're going to simply slip it under the bulb, and then you're going to fold it like so and like so. So it's simple. So if the bulb is fully covered, you don't want the bulb to be exposed in anyhow. Then you want to take a little bit of clear tape or electrical tape if you're using that kind of tape, and then just simply tape it down. And then you're going to do the exact same with the other side. Simply just tape the cloth down and make sure everything is done, like so. Okay, so now that you've made your wet bulb thermometer, what you're going to do is you're going to put these pens back, which will make it easier for you. So just line them up simply. You're going to put your bottle here. What you want to do is you want to take your wet bulb thermometer and you're just going to stick it on, make sure it's right side up, and then you want your bulb to be just off the edge so it's exposed to the air when you swing it around. So here is good. Then you want to grab some tape. I'm using electrical tape. So then you're going to just stick that down here. Then you can flip it around. You don't need the pens anymore because you're working on a flat surface. And then you want to line up the dry bulb thermometer with the wet bulb thermometer. Doesn't have to be exact, but try to, like so. And then you have to just stick this one down and then just join it here. Then you want to take another piece of tape and then simply go over the sign at the bottom, or in your case the very bottom. Just want to go over here, want to swing it around. Just go here, get this pen out of the way. I'm going to put it around and bring it around, and then just simply stick it onto here. Now this is your hygrometer. Now the final step in finishing off the actual build is what you want to do. You want to take some string. So I have it already pre-knotted, but the way you can do this is I folded it 4 times, so there's 2 on each side. Simply put your thumb and your index finger through, then you just loop it around like so, and then you bring it together. So it makes this cool knot that you can simply slip over the top and then pull the back of the string and then just put this knot here. So now you have your completed hygrometer. Okay, so now I'm going to explain how the hygrometer actually works. I quickly grabbed a glass of water and a spoon. So what you want to do is you just want to get a little bit of water, and you just want to pour the water over your wet bulb. Just make sure it's all over. So then you can just take your finger, make sure it's all saturated and wet. I'd say one more, just to make sure. So now that my wet bulb is wet, what I'm going to do is you want to just get a firm grip on the string, maybe wrap it around your fingers a couple of times, and you want to start swirling it around like so at a moderate pace. And I'm just going to swirl it for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, so I've been swinging it for about 1 to 2 minutes. So what we're going to do is just going to stop swinging it and read the bulbs. So the wet bulb right now currently reads 13 degrees. And then the dry bulb right now reads 18 degrees. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we'll write 13 for the wet bulb, 18 for the dry bulb. The difference between them is 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to this relative humidity conversion table, and we're going to go to the 18-degree dry bulb right here, and then the 5-degree difference between the wet and dry bulbs. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go down the 5 until we line up with the 18. We're going to go across from the 18. And then where they converge is the relative humidity, which is 57 in this case. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go here. So then the relative humidity is 57%. Okay, so I went ahead and I bought an off-the-shelf hygrometer. So with a dry bulb temperature of 18 degrees Celsius, you can see that the humidity is between 59 and 60%, which is about 3% off, which means that my homemade experiment is within accuracy of an off-the-shelf unit. Okay, so we all know that we use hygrometers to measure humidity, but why do we have to measure humidity? Like, we did all this hard work to measure a percentage. So humidity, we measure humidity because of these 3 simple examples that I'm going to give you. 1 is weather, 2 is in your home, and 3 is on like a work site. So for weather, we measure humidity because humidity is the amount of moisture or water vapor in the air. And water vapor is a key part of precipitation because there's like a bunch of water vapor, then over an area of land or ocean, it could cause a lot of rain, sleet, snow, or sleet, snow, ice, hail, all these other examples. So it could, when you measure humidity, you measure the amount of water vapor. So then once you know the amount of water vapor in the air, you could then predict, oh, is it going to be a dry day or maybe a day with lots of precipitation? A home example of this is you could have a humidity monitor or hygrometer in your house to measure how much humidity there is, because if there's like a lot of humidity in your house, and it could cause condensation. And condensation is bad because if it gets into any electrical appliances or electrical cords, it could damage your heating, it could damage your lighting, etc., etc. A work example is that metal rusts, and that happens with condensation where droplets fall. So if you know how much humidity there is in a certain room, you could predict if condensation is coming to, that could rust your like oil mines or just mining. It could rust, or any site where you're building or producing something where it includes metal. It could like rust different surfaces, which could cause like catastrophic failure in the system. Another interesting fact about the whirling hygrometer, the one we've made because you whirl it in the air, is that it can also be called by the name of a sling psychrometer, which is basically this. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.